This podcast is not affiliated or endorsed by anyone at Zaum Studio or anyone involved in the creation of Disco Elysium. Three Detectives in a Trench Coat contains spoilers for Disco Elysium: The Final Cut. If you have not played the game, proceed with caution.
Disco Elysium is a game about sex, drugs, and disco, and politics, and violence, and drugs, and sometimes those drugs are used by children, and sometimes the violence is aimed at children, and generally is a game for 18s or over. Proceed with caution, as we will be discussing themes within the game.
This episode was recorded on the 20th of July 2023. We present Disco Elysium is like Sonic the Hedgehog.
I actually went back to, because we recorded that episode, I had to edit it. I was trying to find some sort of sound effects to put underneath it. That record has been shattered. The 40-second record, in the dust. 19.9 seconds.
Wow.
Is the new record.
There's a new record?
And I think even that one's been broken.
Wow.
He clicks the button and gets the bad ending before the scene has loaded.
Oh my god.
Wow.
He clicks a pixel in the dark. What a mensch. Anyway.
What a mensch.
What a mensch! Oh. Yeah, he'll grow up to be a doctor.
Three detectives in a trench coat. Three detectives in a trench coat. You're listening to Three Detectives in a Trench Coat. My name is Oliver Morris. I am taking up most of the trench coat.
I'm Dev. I am taking up one arm of the trench coat.
I'm James. I suppose I am the other arm of the trench coat. One day we'll actually try this. We'll find a trench coat that, like a half TP, half trench coat to cover all three of us.
I have bought 120 quid's worth of trench coats. 120 quid's worth of trench coat for Brutus Fields' cosplay that he will be doing at the live show in September.
Oh,
cool.
Wait, hang on a second. So what you're saying is we're all going to be at the same space
With a trench coat.
with a trench coat.
With a giant trench coat.
With a
that
giant
will fit
trench
me.
coat. Okay. So we
Just
could
about.
theoretically do the Three Detectives in a Trench Coat thing.
We could try.
Do we have a cameo in the Kane Fields live show?
Not yet. I could write one in.
No, don't. Please don't. No.
That wasn't a gift, it was a threat. Cross me again and I'll ride you into the podcast.
So, hello, listeners.
Hello.
You join us after, I don't know what we would call it. Would we call it some cooperative play?
Cooperative play?
Yeah,
We had a co-op moment.
3 to 5 minutes of tech support.
We forced James to do the plot of the game.
Yes.
James to turn the game off and on again.
To explain a little bit, there was one check in the game, convincing Titus of authority that I was not understanding how to get, and both Dev and Ollie have managed to pass that point, and the game shifts from that point. So they were just giving me some tech support on so I assumed that there was a narrative way of passing a check, and it turns out there might not be. It might just be putting points into the skill and then trying it again a couple of times until you get it, roughly. So yes, that's what they've watched me do, and it was very painful and a little embarrassing, but we're good now, and I can play from this point on, which is nice.
Hurrah.
Hurrah! Amazing. Good. Because Ollie and I were talking about this before the call. Estimating how many episodes this series is going to be. We're on episode 12 just now.
Yes, and I reckon we'll be 15, maybe 16.
15, maybe 16 episodes.
Which is twice as good as the only other Disco Elysium podcast I could find, which was like 7 episodes. So
You and this other Disco Elysium podcast.
Scary.
I don't know if I approve of this opposition research.
Yeah, have you picked a podcast nemesis, James?
No, I mean we can all be friends if we want, Just although I suppose starting with ours is twice as good, twice as many episodes. It's also not fair. I haven't listened to the podcast because I haven't finished the game.
So
I don't want spoilers.
So we can neither vouch for its quality nor its...
So you just took one look at it and then went...
I'm also not
well,
mentioning... I was more along the lines of, like we're making a Disco Elysium podcast, and I wonder if there are any others out there. Oh, look, there's one. That was all that was.
Well...
loyal listeners, don't go listen to that one. Stay here.
Don't go listen. How dare you?
Listen to our one.
Listen to this one with the
sultry voices.
Multiple train noises in the background.
Oh, sorry, I got close to the window.
Immersive.
God damn it. Everything.
It's hot.
Today.
It's hot today, listeners.
It is.
Is it?
It's been the 14 hottest days in the last two... The 14 hottest days on record have been in the last 2 weeks.
I mean, it's been okay up here in Scotland. So I mean,
actually, it's been fairly mild down here as well. We actually had coldest record temperatures in the UK for July. This is how you know this is a British podcast, ladies and gentlemen, because we are talking about the weather.
Talk about the weather. It's all we do.
/ climate change is happening. And you are all listening in the dystopian future.
Did I just hear a Disco Elysium sound effect?
A weather one. It'd just be shivers.
I could have sworn I literally just heard a Disco Elysium sound effect go off in the call. I'm going mad. This podcast is this podcast is actually breaking me. This is how keen I am to play the game.
I have to say, watching James play the podcast, it was interesting to see how the other half.
Watching James play the podcast, as in they just sit with a pair of headphones and just.
I am lo-fi beats.
Sorry,
I can't make the joke. I can't make the joke. Lo-fi beats to beat children and start to.
God damn it!
I have to cut that joke now, James.
No, Ollie, I have to cut that joke specifically.
Oh, that's true. It'll make the first pass, but not the second.
Yes.
Oh, we're getting too meta.
Anyway,
God.
So, Ollie, you were watching me play the game.
Yes, that was all. I don't have any further thoughts.
Okay.
It's just watching you play the game. You play very differently from me.
How do I play differently?
I think you get frustrated more easily with the prompts. I see you reaching for one very often.
Hello, editing dev here. So at this point in time, I had to jump off the recording for like a work thing, for like a work emergency, and Ollie and James kept talking. Here's a little bit of what that was like.
I think when you load back into the game, it might be worth just, now that you know what you're doing, just to start from scratch and read through your options, because now you know if you fail it, you can at least ask him.
I think I'll go do that. So I'm going to reload from Martinez, day 4, 7:40.
You don't have to anyway. Yes.
Oh, dead.
I'm
doing it now.
Oh gosh. So. Oh god, it's on me, listeners. I'm holding down the fort with both hands.
Does that mean the fort's trying to escape? Is that it's like
the fort is trying to escape?
And you're holding down the fort with both hands.
It's an inflatable fort. It's less a fort, more a tent, and it's honestly, 3 gale wind.
Knowing Disco Elysium, it's more like you're holding down the thought with both hands.
I'm holding down the thought with both hands.
No, the thought's trying to escape.
My hands are covered in thoughts.
Okay.
My hands are... complete tangent.
It's
again another one which will be cut from the podcast. I'm sure.
Some cutting thought, some cutting wit.
Some cutting wit.
Excellent.
The wit we cut from the podcast. So James, you keep asking me to read your thoughts, but have you had any disco thoughts since we have last convened?
Oh god! So I did. There is a. It's really hard to describe this game for the first time to people to commit them to play it. Though.
Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to sell it as a game where it's great. It's very radicalizing, but people weren't really liking that.
No, what? No, you can't. That's like. Do you know what that's like? So you have a dog, and you need to give it medicine, and in order to feed it medicine, you put it inside some peanut butter. That's like you going to the dog, look, I'm about to give you some medicine, eat the medicine. No, you need the peanut butter to wrap around the disco. You need the Disco Elysium to wrap around the radical socialist agenda, you know?
Oh, it's really fun. It's like...
It's really fun.
It's like Mario Kart, but if Mario Kart was completely different.
What? It's like Monkey Island. What is
It's a bit like Monkey Island.
I am despairing at you today, James. I'm going on record as saying.
It's like, have you played Mario Kart?
It's like Mario. Have you played Mario Kart before? It's not that.
It's just not like that, right? So...
No, you're factually correct. Can I have coffee without milk? No, I'm afraid we've got no milk. But you can have coffee without cream.
I guess, you know what? Like, of the things that could be misrepresenting me, it's the least embarrassing one that's been from this podcast.
I'm very worried about your reputation after this podcast, James.
I mean, editing can control a lot of this.
Desperately trying to get my dad to watch Midnight Mass, but he's slowly figuring out that it's about vampires, and he hates vampires.
When you say he hates vampires, do you mean that he gets bored by vampires, or that he's scared?
He thinks they're silly. He thinks they're silly, and I agree with him. But I love how silly vampires are. I don't think he's bored by them. I just think he's like, bloody
That's
vampires.
not a very interested sound, but fair enough.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, thank God, where have you been?
Thank goodness, Deb. It would have been so much more convenient if we'd have just spent those few minutes saying nice things about you.
Yeah, no, that's all on me, obviously. So, what are our goals this playthrough?
Oh, thank God.
Just jump in.
All right, sorry. Have we not done enough pre-chat?
No, I think we've done more than enough pre-chat.
I don't know what we can use.
So, James, you have just proved your authority to Titus Hardy.
Well, that was going to be my goal. So I guess, I'm going to find out what happens after that, because that's, according to you both, that's kind of a bit more plot opens up after that. So
A lot of plot happens very quickly.
Follow up what happens after that. And of course, follow up on the new task that we've been given overnight.
Of course.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We have our vision quests now.
We have a vision quest. So those are the two kind of general directions, I think. Like plot and other plot.
So
plot and more plot.
Just to play the game, really.
Yeah, my goal is plot.
That's a good goal. It's a good goal.
Hey,
it's a good one.
Previously, my goal has... last couple of episodes, I think my goal has been mapping out the area, right? Like,
yes, that's true. That's true.
Dev, what are you up to this session?
So I'm kind of also gonna go for the vision quest. So mine is to get organized. I need to find other communists. So I've had some theories about this, right? I've had some theories about who I should talk to. I'm figuring somebody that works at the docks. Like potentially the guy who guards the staircase, not Measurehead. Okay. Not Measurehead. That's
Call
very
me
much.
Mañana.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, and then also I actually got this when I was listening back to one of the cuts of the episodes. Cindy the Skull. I might actually have something to talk to Cindy the Skull about.
Oh, that's so cool. She's the coolest character in the game.
Right, the coolest character. I'm very, very excited.
So cool. I want to become the art cop for her.
Well, I'm hopefully going to become communist cop for her.
I think that, by the end of the game, if I have enough points, I will just put them all into conceptualization and try to convey to her my vision and see if I can pass that check, and then maybe try to get some points up on the wall. Because I think there is a check to get art up on the wall. So that sort of thing. Yeah, I would. This is what points can be saved for if you can try to do that.
You have so many points.
You do. Yeah, I saw this when you shared your thought cabinet on the last stream. I was like, that's so many. Like, I have not had more than 2 skill points at any one time because I've been spending them almost as soon as I've got them.
The most I've had is 3, and I had to pass a really hard brain thought to get those 3 checkpoints at once.
I currently have 7. So I'm gonna
7 skill points.
I have 5 spare points I can spend on conceptualization. So if at some point I don't feel I'm gonna need many more points.
It's kind of like your character is actively refusing to grow as a person.
I mean, this is. I mean, thank you for putting it so delicately.
But no, like just in terms of the role playing aspect of the game, like the skill points are like
that's what I'm doing.
You've gained a certain level of experience, and like by not spending the skill points, your character's going, oh wow, that was a strong experience. Am I going to learn anything from it? No.
Yeah.
Which in itself I think is very disco. So I think if you're forging your own path, and I respect
if there is anything about we can learn about the history of the music scene of disco, is that disco did not learn from disco. Disco was well and truly kind of taken out of commission by the people who were like, no, disco, learn from this. No, I'm going to keep being disco. Okay, well, we're going to replace you with something else.
Will that have any bearing on our game? I don't know. I do actually have another goal today, and it's basically I'm going to go to Fritter. I'm going to stock up on magnesium, and then I'm going to try the phone again.
Nice. That is
I want to see that phone call through to the bitter end.
Yeah. That's
I'm treating it as like a Disco Elysium boss fight. I'm gonna like stock up on supplies.
It is a boss fight.
Wander up to the phone and then like start the quest. Like dun, have some boss music while I'm on this, having this emotionally traumatizing phone call that might kill me.
So you're like Sonic, just like I need a few coins so that in case I get hit.
Yes, except the coins of magnesium.
What you got to understand is Disco Elysium is like Sonic the Hedgehog. Except for all the ways it isn't.
I would love a Sonic the Hedgehog Disco Elysium game.
It's exactly like Disco Elysium, except instead of rings, there are coins, and instead of beating up animals and robots, you pass the meta reality of the narrative, and
speed is important in both games.
Yeah, speed is important in both games.
Ollie, what are your goals for this playthrough?
My goals, I have two very clear goals. One of them is to kill 18 hours. The other is to gain a net worth of over $1 billion.
Okay.
Sorry, not your goal for today after the call.
No. That's my goal for the Disco Elysiums.
Okay. The Disco Elysiums.
Kill 18 hours and become a billionaire. Those are my two goals within Disco Elysium.
Oh, is this like your vision quest is to become a billionaire?
Well, I am the liberalist in this circle.
That's true, yes.
Cold hard, ultra liberal.
That's true.
Cash is money.
What are the actual descriptions? What actually? Because I would love to know like how your vision quests are actually described, and I have the game loaded up so I can actually describe what take on la responsabilité means.
Okay, well, do you want to read yours out while I load up the game?
Sure. Things down here are a mess. Someone really ought to do something about it. First, though, you and some other moralists should probably form a committee to decide whose job it is. So the job is form a committee of moralists to assign responsibility. Kim might know where to start. Yeah, so I just have to go around saying, hey, do you want some responsibility? It might come with power. So that could be fun. Might not.
I am so mine is to become a man of plenty. No more messing around. It's time to get rich for real.
Oh,
nice.
Very good. Very good.
Like
just play the market right and you'll be a millionaire by the end of the week. Then you can get what your heart desires, whatever it is.
You need to wear the green shoes for that. Oh, is it black shoes? The black shoes for that. The ones with extra indirect modes of taxation.
Right. My quest. Let's have a look. Get yourself organized. You can't build communism alone. It's time to join your revolutionary brethren, develop your political consciousness, and put Mazovian theory into practice. But where have all the communists gone? And the actual objective is roam the streets to sniff out some comrades.
Nice.
Oh, I have another goal. I need to pick up my dice from the dice maker. That's
yes.
That would be good.
Well, without further ado, let's crack on.
Let us crack on indeed.
All right.
If you find any crack, smoke it. Good luck, detectives.
Gotta go fast. Good luck, detectives.
Hello, it's me, Ollie, your long-suffering podcast editor and friend beyond the binary. Just here to tell you, as I always do at this time in the podcast, that we do have a Patreon and that you can support us and help keep the lights on. There's all sorts of odds and sods and goodies and stuff back there, and so yeah, just do that and then you can get more of this, if that's what you want. Is this what you want? I'm very confused at this point. But yeah, no, yeah, just come along, it's fun. Come and join us, it's cool. Enjoy. So, I have a jacket with a slur on it.
So do I! Yes,
Me too.
I got that too! Yes!
Oh, we all got it! None of us were fucking the world this time.
No, I couldn't get that one. I mean, like, I have a lot to say about those two.
Those are weird guys.
I love them, but also, like, I understand what the game is trying to communicate with them, and I appreciate it.
I did not understand what the game was trying to communicate with them.
Dev, what was the game trying to communicate with them?
You know what, Ollie? I'm glad you asked, but it's so.
I'm about to get roasted. It's hilarious.
So it's for context, you meet these two people who are looking at Kim's car, and one of them is wearing a jacket that has "fuck the world," kind of a leather jacket with "fuck the world" kind of emblazoned on it, and the other one is wearing a jacket that has a slur on the back of it.
Piss slur.
Piss F slur. Yeah, it's the slur that the game
also stars out
censors
or
it.
what kind of censors out the actual word.
Yeah.
So we don't have to repeat it here. Yeah.
The paint on the back of the jacket is kind of smudged as well. But basically, they're talking about how they want to be part of the Skulls, which is this crime gang, and they're violent and they're brutal and they're
metal, man.
They're metal, and like they talk like punks. They talk like anarchists. They talk like people who are anti-authority. But then as soon as Kim's like, you know what, I know I think I might just arrest you for that, the first thing they do is go, oh no, I wasn't. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
it.
Like
associated, but like not yet associated. We're not franchised yet with the Skulls.
Yeah, and like there was a whole bit where like you ask the guy who has a slur on the back of his jacket to explain what it means, and then he goes on this very long being like, it's not actually who I am, but it's kind of like what everybody is, and it's kind of it's a representation of the whole thing. And I thought it was a very fun little takedown of, first of all, nihilism, but also like how the sort of aesthetics of rebellion,
fucking posers, man,
and yeah, like how the aesthetics can be of anti-authority can kind of be co-opted, so that they're kind of anti-authority for the aesthetic while still being like subservient to it. Like Fuck the World even says at one point that he has a rich lawyer dad, and then is embarrassed about it, which I thought was quite fun. But yeah, so I quite liked it. Like Kim, there's a quote from Kim, the ideology, in quotes, they convey helps the boys justify poor choice in life and fashion, which like use it, it's the people,
Kim, brutal,
the people that show up to protests just to break stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that's kind of what these two characters are. At least that's the vibe I got from it. I don't know about the two of you.
Well, my favorite bit is the line that Piss Jacket says while he's walking away, which is, "I don't like confrontation, man."
Yes, yeah, yes. Calling them Piss Jacket is a much better way of communicating it. Yeah. You're damn right. I'm wearing that jacket now.
Checking out Kim's motor.
This is the closest.
Noted speech freak Kim Kitsuragi.
Well, actually, I mean, I thought they were defacing that motor.
No, I think if you the text beforehand is like, man, look at the rims on this. Like, they're admiring the motor.
Okay, that makes more sense.
They were talking about like what they would do if they stole it. But then as soon as Kim's like, "Could you not steal my car?" They're like, "Oh no, we weren't actually going to steal it, honest."
Yeah. All right. I think this is the point at which I felt Kim being the most. I don't know. So at one point, like you get the opportunity of taking the jackets from them, and I didn't actually like taking the jackets, but so there's so much power in additional clothes in this game.
Give me your clothes. Yeah.
That to not take an opportunity to take clothes is very much like cutting your opportunities in the game. So, because there might be additional, it might help you with a check later on in the game. But Kim does kind of really on board with you taking the jackets from these people, and then you offer the jacket, which he says, well, if I had to choose, I'd choose that one, and he says, no, I don't want it. What Kim says is, I didn't want the jackets, I just didn't want them to have them anymore, which is the least kind of cool Kim has been in this game, I would say.
Well, he is a cop.
Yes.
And for all Kim's amazing qualities, he is still a cop. And he's very by the book cop as well. But one of the things that is amazing in the game is that if you later on, if you complete the game and you go through on hardcore mode, Kim will go, yeah, no, you know what, fuck it, give me the jacket. And then you can rock your fuck the world jacket and Kim can rock the piss jacket.
I didn't get the fuck the world jacket. I couldn't get it.
I almost got it. I had a half-life chance of 72%.
Oh, wow.
And I managed to get that 26.
I got both jackets.
How the dice roll sometimes, baby.
Oh, no.
I have to hold on to both jackets.
It's only when you're playing through on hardcore mode with a second playthrough in the bag. And I actually haven't got a playthrough on this computer.
That's actually a question. So does this game do like the Undertale thing where it kind of remembers that you've played the game before?
No. The only instance it does is for this jacket ceremony.
Right, okay.
And it's only if Kim's like, yeah, go for it. It's only if you're on hardcore mode that he accepts the jacket.
Right. Okay, cool. That's interesting.
It's hardcore.
It's hardcore.
Hardcore.
Um,
Have you guys discovered anecdotic dance music yet?
No.
No, not yet.
Okay. Get to the church.
Oh, cool. I've struggled to open
We'll get
that
to the
door
tent
of
near the
but
church.
I'll try and figure that out.
Oh, go to the tent, and then you can. There are some nice gents there who will give you some stuff.
All right.
They'll give you a lot of stuff, actually.
I did learn some new stuff about Kim, incidentally.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
I started the day by sniffing Kim.
Wild.
Because apparently, because my
Communists have a smell.
Because communists have a smell, and apparently I have to go around sniffing communists.
Oh, yeah.
I have to sniff out communists. And Kim was very polite about it. But we ended up talking about aftershave instead, because that was the cover. And then Kim remarked that he didn't like the mutton chops. So it's canon. Kim does not like the mutton chops. So
nice.
Later on in the playthrough, I shaved, and Kim did not like that either. So I'm mad at Kim about that.
He doesn't like it when you shave. So
yes,
it's just not that.
So we all no longer rocking mutton chops.
No, we are all clean shaven.
Yeah.
Oh whoa! I feel naked.
Also, I didn't want to be the only one out of the three of us, just in terms of demographics. Like the only one that hasn't shaved is the femme. I'm like, that's probably not right. So that doesn't sit right with me. But also I learned that Kim wanted to be in the Air Force.
Oh wow! Thus the bomber jacket, I guess.
Yes, that's the bomber jacket and the trousers. Yeah, you learn that about Kim.
I got a little insight into Kim's cop experience before being put into the homicide squad.
Oh, the Kimball Wizard.
The Kimball Wizard, yes. Or Kimball.
The Kimball Wizard.
Have you come across this yet?
No, I don't think so.
Oh wow. So you've spoken to class already, and then afterwards you can look through the window behind Titus. That check. Have you done that one?
So yes, but when I went into that back room, Kim had left for the day. So I need to go back with Kim and play the pinball again. Okay. Yes, I'm going to add that to my goal for next time. Play pinball.
Yeah, go back with him and play pinball. You'll find out all about his pinball history.
Kim has a history with pinball.
He's got a history.
Yes. Okay. Play pinball with
He's
Kim.
the Kimball Wizard. Something. The Kimball Wizard has such a supple wrist.
Okay.
You know what I'm referencing, James.
I
yes?
100% know what you're referencing, but just...
Good. He's no lights are flashing. Here's no buzzers and bells. He plays by sense of smell.
Which is helpful because communists, I guess, have good have a smell. So
Yeah.
based on Dev's playthrough today.
So there was something interesting in real life that happened recently,
Useful.
which I think is related to your search for communists, which is that noted leftist philosopher Slavoj Žižek recently said that the left should side with the center because and should be like the law and order people.
Oh, okay.
Because his reckoning being that there are, and I'm hoping I get this argument right, and I'm sure I won't, and so correct me in the comments, but don't talk to me in real life. But basically, the what he's saying is there's a lot of revolutionary energy at the moment, but in terms of a left-wing base, there isn't much of a left-wing base. There's a lot of infighting. There's no sort of clear, concise, broad message from the left.
Yeah, fair
Unfortunately, there is a clear, concise, and broad message from the alt-right. And so he reckons that the things like the revolutions that are kind of going on in Paris at the moment, the sort of the strike action across, America that's happening, he reckons that this will all end up being co-opted by the alt-right. And so what the left should be doing is siding with the centrists and being like the law and order people. And that's the way that they'll get back into power.
So hang on. So let me just side with the center.
I mean,
as the sort of law and order against the strikes?
Against kind of, yeah. Against sort of rampant looting and, destruction.
Yeah. Zizek and Keir Starmer. Peas in a pod.
Yes, I was going to say Keir Starmer's taking a similar tack, it seems.
Oh, yes. I did see him call Sir Kid Starver recently.
That's the thing that's been going around
policy.
is Sir Kid Starver. That's the...
We have no opinions on politics, other than the obvious ones.
It's going to stick around like Milk Snatcher, isn't it? It is. It's a big...
Or being able to eat a bacon sandwich. Should we get back to Disco Elysium?
Yes, sorry. Yes, I think we are now. We are cops with left-wing agendas. We are cops with moralist agendas. I feel the least what's the word? I feel the least interior clash from being a cop with just a liberal agenda, because it's like, okay, so sure, self-interest. It's power. It's just more power. You've got power for the individual, although the RCM within the thing of the world is fairly checked and balanced. It's probably a fairer police force than we
have in real life. I think, and this is I think one of the things that it's oddly aspirational about this game is that you do because you are a human governing a police officer, regardless of the character's actions before you've had control over him. You can use that power for positive. You can try to use that power for positive good, which is kind of what you're doing when trying to solve a murder case, right? There's this positive concept of justice that theoretically somebody engaged by the state to enact can do some good with. That's not what we've certainly as a result of corruption, and possibly as a result of a corruption in the core of the concept. We've not witnessed that in London of late. Certainly not in the very public problems that has happened in the net. But I think in this video game, there's opportunities to use it well.
I think it's interesting because when I was talking to the two punks with the amazing jackets.
Oh yeah, that's why we got this.
Kim made I brought it back. We did it. We did it together. I thought it was interesting how Kim was kind of like, well, the thing is that the reason why you probably haven't heard of all these criminal gangs is that the union kind of does a good job of keep, because kind of in this world, the union is what keeps law and order rather than the police force. That's and true. Like you mentioned, solving this murder as a form of justice. Like, I think it's interesting how the game kind of also questions that. Like, the more you learn about the case and you learn all this thing, like it's less clear cut than who killed this person. Like it's so much murkier and wider and larger, and then I think it's kind of challenging you to think, okay, well, what is justice in this scenario? And I think that's really interesting. And I think having a police force, like you said, is kind of more not ceremonial. I don't really know what the word would be, but like, isn't a police force as we would understand a police force to be. It's slightly more ceremonial, it's slightly more theoretical.
So the RCM stands for the Revacholian Citizens Militia, which is slightly different from the Pillars, for example. Its origins are thing. But one of the things that I just sort of thought during your while you were speaking there, Dev, was that you find out from Kim that one of the reasons that you and Kim are there is because Martinez, the little coastline you're in, is for the most part not. It's kind of in the middle of two jurisdictions.
Yeah.
And so when this murder occurs, the police force who are actually the police force there, aka the Hardy Boys, the actual the citizens militia that already exists there, they're like, what the fuck are you coppers doing here? We sorted it. We strung him up or whatever. They do what they think is in the best interest of their community. And then you find out later that the only reason that, you're there from Precinct 51 and Kim's there from Precinct 49 is that it's a pissing contest.
Yeah,
it's like
just a competition. Yeah.
It's like who's got jurisdiction here? So, you can see some sort of problems sort of crop up, but they're bureaucratic rather than stuff that you could accuse the Met of being. I guess what my sort of final thought was, if Harry is a Coppo type cop, he's just a cop, being an ultra-liberal just sort of makes sense because it's like, well, I have the hard power of being a policeman who can fine you and can arrest you and can get information out of you and da-da-da-da-da. But also I'm I'm also ultra wealthy, which means that I can do whatever I want because I have wealth. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I'm still trying to get Cindy the Skull to sell me some art. She won't do it. She keeps asking me to squeal like a pig.
Oh yeah, I did that. I oinked in the end.
Did it work?
Well, so I kind of refused a lot, and then there was the option to kind of oink through gritted teeth, and then the game side have said, well done, you managed to do that with just a tiny little bit of dignity, and I appreciate it. I'm like, oh, thank you, game. Just as a palate cleanser, I spoke to Measurehead, and Measurehead called the Hardy Boys an effeminate clique of bodybuilders, which I thought sounded quite nice, actually.
Yeah, I could do some things with an effeminate clique of bodybuilders.
I think we all could.
Calm down, lads.
Where's that? Where are they in the game? Hardy Fem. No, I'm going to stop. Sorry.
They've got.
No, don't. Sorry, James.
Where do we go from here?
We would like to remind listeners.
We blew ourselves up on stream.
This game has adult themes.
Hi, Dad. So, James, how are your goals?
Good goals. I mean, so I think it's not inappropriate that we've had quite a serious conversation today in terms of our attitudes to this podcast today, because it's quite a serious playthrough. Like most of my playthrough was after asserting authority with Titus Hardy, talking with those lads about art and culture, and then talking to Clash. On the art and culture thing, I will take a moment of levity to say that I got the option of getting the art degree, and that's where the word art comes in. So I actually literally abandoned a thought so that I can get the art cop thought. I have literally wasted an experience point just to dabble in more thinking, which was fun. Because I had to be the art cop, and I'm hoping that will make conceptualization Cindy the Skull maybe a bit easier, but maybe not.
You will definitely be able to stick more points into conceptualization if nothing else.
Yeah.
So what do you make of Clasier?
I love there's a moment, my favorite, I think, game moment in that conversation was towards the end of the conversation, after you've found out as much as you can from a conversation with Clasier, that you have this volition check and you can, you effectively roll the dice on what's going on with your own thinking. And if you pass it, you find out that Clasier is playing mind games with you, and you can no longer trust what the game describes as the little bleeps and boops of your logic and your encyclopedia and all the kind of the other assessments that your internal that your internalization, so your internal brain is thinking. Those different characters within you that are saying, "Oh, maybe this is what's happening. Maybe that's what's happening." They can't be trusted when talking to Clasier anymore. You're on your own, which I found that's a fantastic kind of twisting of how you've been experiencing the game and how you're playing the game. And you can even ask, wait, I can't trust him at all anymore? No, you can trust him with other people, just not with this individual character. And I thought that was I was really impressed just with kind of the game design element of that.
That's
you just take your
it turns the whole game on its head.
Yeah, you've achieved a bit of a play. At this point in the game, you would have achieved a bit of a comfort zone with what you can do in the game, and it's like saying, nope, we're taking this away, just a little bit more discomfort, because we don't want people playing this game to get comfortable.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, I want them to enjoy themselves.
I found that very interesting moment. And
really cool.
Again, massively different from what I was experiencing 15, 20 years ago. Right, this whole game is completely new conceptually. But I think as I understand it from other conversations with not just you but lots of other people, completely different from almost every other game out there as well. Like there's apparently basically nothing like this.
There is nothing quite like Disco Elysium. No.
I think Sophie from Mars said we are now living in a post-Disco Elysium world.
Post-disco world, yeah. Good lord. So unfortunately, I got no further on my sort of
your calls of game,
my inquiries into the Pale.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Oh, really?
Which was what I was sort of doing last session. I've basically got a big thought that I'm waiting on. I did manage to crack Titus with my formidable logic and a series of stupid clothes.
Yes, I need to do that next time, actually.
but the only reason I was doing it was so I could get more points, so I could go talk to Cindy again. I am now rinsing the game of experience points so that I can... I bought a pair of shoes. That was the other dumb thing I did. I pawned a couple of items that I knew would lead to... that I could use in other situations. So that I could buy a pair of sneakers.
I'd forgotten you could pawn things. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're ever short on cash.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I think this far into the game, I think the first time I came across different shops, I had like zero ways of getting money. I hadn't found the bag yet. I was having spent X amount of real, 20 real, 30 real a day on the room, and didn't have any thoughts that contributed towards money. So I was like, okay, there's no way I'm going to afford any of these. And I haven't really thought about different things you could buy throughout the game since like day one. So yeah, spending my like encyclopedia passives coins of 2 real per encyclopedia thought. I might go back and see what's on offer. I remember there was a large boom box at one point, which it looked tempting.
Oh, you'll need that at some point.
Oh, cool. Okay, so there we go.
I have that, and I've still yet to put it away. Like, I just really like the music that plays out of it while you're running around. Like, it just gives you a bit more purpose. I think. Not to like jump ahead, but like, so Ollie, after you present your theory to Titus.
Yes.
How much game is left after that?
You got to ask her around the village, and then you got to find her, and then you got to run back, and then you get into the final day.
Right. Okay. So basically, because I'm very aware of my political vision quest, so I don't know. I might just give it a bit more time.
I would focus on the next. So James, you don't need to worry about this. You got a bunch of work to do.
Yep.
But Dev, my suggestion to you would be to Any loose ends you want to clear up, these are the sort of days to do it.
Amazing. Okay, I will endeavour to do that. I mean, like, I've been invited to a meeting, and that meeting is at 10 o'clock at night. So, and it's currently like 9 o'clock in the morning in game. So I have time to chase up some loose ends. I had a nodding competition with Kim at one point and hurt my neck.
That's great. Yep. Incredible.
So using the time wisely.
But neither of you have found the anadaic music yet.
No, I've not been able to get into the church.
Go chat to the guys in the tent.
When you say the tent,
because I've been all around I've been all around that church and all around the areas around that church.
Have you found the cold girl? The girl who is cold?
Is this in the village?
No,
I haven't found the girl who is cold.
So go to there's like a little bit of beach near the church.
Okay.
Have a look around there.
There is something in that area I want to ask you about. I don't know if it's all possible to get through. There is a door. That door. It takes there's like a 1% chance of getting past it at all. Like it might be an impossible pass, but I at one point a few episodes ago heard some underground conversations happening. Like a literal, or like maybe it was just a Shivers thing, or some sense that there was something underneath me next to one of the gratings, I think, in the main kind of village area. And I thought, I wonder how to get in. There's a door like at the very top line. I wonder if it's all the way over there and go all the way down again or something. But yeah, I've been wondering what that door is because it's impossible to get through, I think.
Is that the metal bunker door?
Yes, metal bunker door.
Yes.
Metal bunker door.
So I tried to break through it, and then I got a new thought called One More Door, where I've become obsessed with a door I can't open.
I will. In that case, I will. I had a story about that door, but I will leave it until you've. Are you going to complete that thought, or are you going to leave it be?
I have. So I'm sort of.
Are you internalizing it?
No, I'm internalizing Motorway South right now.
That's what I'm doing.
So I think I've still got another 5 hours on that, but also I have there is a thought I'm trying to get, and
yes, I know the one.
I think I know how to get it, but I failed the check, and
you need another skill point so that you can.
I need to put more skills into composure.
You need 2 skill points so that you can retry the check, and then
yeah. So
or use your dice.
Ooh, I haven't picked up the dice yet because I ended up inspecting the traps instead.
So can I give away what the dice do?
Yes, please.
Mechanically,
yes.
It unlocks all white checks.
Oh, okay. Well, like
so you can just have another go.
Just permanently.
Yeah. Any white check you have failed in the game.
Getting the dice. Dice. That is one of my goals for next time. That's good. Ooh, thank you for telling me that. That's gonna I'll make that my priority.
Groovy, is that everything?
I believe that is everything. I don't have anything else. Do I have anything else to add? I don't think so. I talked about the Hardy Boys. Talked about communists. Oh, I survived the phone call.
Oh, goody!
Can we all talk about the phone call then?
Yeah, let's talk about the phone call.
Oh my gosh.
So I survived.
The saddest moment in the game.
So not a lot of actual extra information came through, but here's the thing. You survive it, and then you have the option to call it again.
Oh my god.
So
Did you?
No, because this was the point where we were like, we're kind of coming to the end now. So I need to get health items because this was the thing. Because I think the game figured out that I had that magnesium. I was okay for magnesium, so my morale was fine. So it started going for my health, like
yeah.
So I'm like, oh no, that's much worse. So I'm gonna kind of go in and get ready. But yeah, once you survive the phone call once, you have the option to not go through the whole rigmarole of calling all the random numbers again. You just call that one.
Oh, good lord.
So yeah, I'm curious to see what happens if you call it again.
It's, gosh, I didn't bother. It's
quite emotionally draining for the character.
It's a very taxing phone call.
Yeah, but
it is. It's one of the big bosses of the game.
Yeah,
that and the fucking chair.
Yes. No need to sit in the chair, Harry. You've done that already.
That's why I'm part of the anti-object task force. Chairs, phones, they can all go.
That's so disco. That's so disco Elysium. Just like, no, we all live in a virtual, object-free world. Everything will just be conceptual.
Yes. Finally, James, you're speaking my language.
It's just the Matrix, isn't it?
Oh shit! Oh, the Matrix! Sorry, I was thinking we could use that as a little end to,
Okay, well, do you want to cut?
to get at it. But now I'm explaining what I'm, and any of these moments of faltering exit could be the. Three detectives in a trench coat. Three detectives in a trench coat.
Thank you for listening to Three Detectives in a Trench Coat. The three detectives are James Curtis, Oliver Morris, and Amber Devereaux. The podcast is edited by Oliver Morris and Amber Devereaux with original music by Oliver Morris. To find out more about the detectives and some of their previous casework, check the show notes.
Thank you for listening. Love you. Bye.